Wait.
Now, before you start flaming me, I'm not the one that is particularly angry here. I'll say openly that I prefer Fahkumram to Bruce because I am a fan of Baki, and that is what Fahkumram represents to me. However, objectively speaking, just based off of the responses on Twitter, if I was the Tekken team, and I don't know if it's just Twitter and not the wider player base, I might have gone with Bruce Irvin as the returning character. And it would make more sense to bring back Bruce because Fahkumram represents that side of Tekken. Even though I like him because I've got a bias against Baki, he represents that side of Tekken that feels a little bit disconnected from what the player base wants. He's a little bit crazy, a little bit too anime for some people. And Bruce represents that side of Tekken, the classic side, the side that we associate with like Tekken 6 or Tekken 5 or whatever. And it would have brought some of that back with the character, but they opted to go in the other direction. Now I'm going to get the responses to Fahkumram because people are not happy. Now again, I just want to stress, this is not me. Whilst I was very underwhelmed by the trailer in its entirety, I was happy to see Fahkumram because he's a character that I like using. Subjectively, it was good for me. Objectively, I don't know if it was good for the game, and it is just reselling DLC. We're just getting the same DLC that we always had in Tekken 7, minus Eddie, who should have been there from day one, and Heihachi. But anyway, let's talk about the trailer. And to start with, they came out on stage and they looked very humble. Michael Murray and Harada looked very humble compared to when we usually see them. Michael Murray looked like he didn't even want to be there. Long story short, they basically apologized for the state of the game. They said they were aware of it. And it was quite surprising to see Japanese developers, or, I know Michael Murray's not Japanese, but he lives over there. It was quite surprising to see them come out on stage in front of thousands of people, watching at home, and basically admit and essentially say sorry and say, hey, we're looking into things. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it really means anything because at this point, we're not entirely sure if the Tekken team is listening to anything that's being said, and we don't even know if we're the loudest voices because we are just the people on Twitter and it's the FGC. We don't know if they are appealing to the wider player base here. So they looked somewhat apologetic and they said, I know you guys have heard us yapping and we've got all of these notes here, but we also have some content that we want to show you. And that's when everybody's eyes sort of lit up and we were like, oh, okay. They've been listening to what we're saying. Surely the content they're going to show us is really going to be for the gamers. It's not going to be advertisements. It's not going to be more skins that are advertisements or costumes rather that have ads on them. Lo and behold, it was a bunch of advertisements and costumes that probably nobody's going to buy. Now, there is one thing in there that made me raise my eyebrows when they were about to announce the next character, or at least we thought they were going to, and we saw a Karate Kid collaboration. Now, when I saw that and I saw the Times Square Karate Kid advertisements, I was just like, oh my god, man, like this is getting shameless at this point. It's just more ads. And then I thought to myself, oh, actually, if they're showing Karate Kid, Jackie Chan's in Karate Kid, the panel was blue for the next DLC character, it's probably going to be Lei Wulong, and they're probably going to give him a Jackie Chan skin. Maybe they can get away with this one. I'd be willing to accept that. Obviously, that's not what happened. Fahkumram was the character. Now, I don't know what the connection is between blue and Fahkumram, since I associate Fahkumram with red, given the sort of lightning stuff that goes through his body, and his old character panel was red. But either way, it wasn't Lei Wulong. People were very, very pissed. I was a bit like, I was so disconnected watching the trailer. You can see on my live stream, I've sort of got my head down in shame. I'm just like, is this what we're doing? Now, they showed us the Pac-Man stage, a stage I have absolutely no interest in. In my opinion, I would have gone with a classic Tekken stage like Moonlit Wilderness. Now, obviously, we knew the Pac-Man stage was coming, so I wasn't going to sit there complaining about something that I was already aware of. But I can't sit here and lie. Like, I don't care about no Pac-Man stage. I'm here to play Tekken. If you're going to give me Tekken stuff, then I'm interested. And then, obviously, after we've gotten the silly paint stuff that you can do in the Tekken Lounge, and they've advertised Karate Kid to us, and they've shown us a bunch of costumes and a bunch of colors for Kuma and whatnot. All of things that I don't think majority of people really give a shit about. Fahkumram drops down. And I knew immediately that people were going to be pissed. And I knew immediately because I was streaming. I could see my chat. My chat was vexed. Now, they were saying to me, are you happy, Mike? Because that's one of your characters. And I said, yeah. For myself, I'm happy, but I'm more interested in the wider player base at this point because Tekken's not doing the best. Could be doing better. It's not doing the worst in the world, It's not flat on its face, but it's not doing the best. So I said, yeah, for me, it's great. And Marduk would have been great. But for the wider Tekken base, it seems like they were asking for Bruce. That would have been the way to really go, in my opinion. I think, anyway. But there was a meltdown on Twitter. I'm going to read out some of the responses to you guys and give my thoughts and feelings on what people are saying. And just bear in mind that there are so many reactions to the new update that I couldn't screenshot all of them. If you go onto Twitter and you join the Tekken community, you'll get all of them. So you're just going to get a sample here. Now, there are some people saying that they're excited for him, but they are very, very few and far between. They're basically me and 10 other guys and maybe one other girl. Most people don't like this. So the first Twitter response I got was, isn't this the same DLC we had in Tekken 7? And that is a massive criticism of Tekken 8, that they're just reselling characters that they already sold us in the previous game. So that's fair. I knew that was going to be one of the things that people brought up immediately. Then you've got, if Bamco keeps insisting on killing the game with these nobody asked for this shit, then just release Katarina, as I'm the only main for her in the world, and bury the game once and for all. They should speed up the content by releasing 2 characters per season, since nobody is hyped anymore. Now, I actually had a suggestion before the stream went live, and I was like, man, you know, people are really hating on Tekken 8 right now. What if they surprise us and they drop a character in, which would have been Fakuram, and then they just drop another character, and we get 5 characters for season 2? That would have been cool. Now, I don't know what the costs are behind something like that. I'm just sort of spitballing, but it would have been cool. It would have been surprising. It would have been like, okay, you know, they're trying something. That trailer they dropped with Fakuram in it, everything that came before it was just a bit like, there's nothing new here. I mean, there's new content. The Karate Kid's a new advertisement, but nobody gives a shit about any of that. No one that is playing Tekken cares about any of that stuff. Honestly, I would accept no Muay Thai character in Tekken 8 over Fakuram, because there is no way they're listening. But nope, the 5 Fakuram fans in the world, and Michael Murray got what they wanted, an abomination of a looking character in the game with all the trimmings of heat. It does feel like they're not listening, I'll be honest with you. Now, I've been accused of living in an echo chamber, but I've got to say, when I watched Tekken 7 tournaments and I saw people's reactions to Fakuram, even though I like the character because I'm a Baki nerd, people didn't seem to like him very much. And I remember in Tekken 7, people were asking for Bruce, and there was no Bruce in Tekken 7 as well. So it does feel a little bit disconnected, although I can't see the whole picture. At least the picture that I am in doesn't seem like it's what people want. Woke up to the worst Tekken character reveal news in the history of Tekken. I'm so pissed. Grappler Baki enthusiast, enjoy your knockoff character. Now, like I said, I'm more interested in the community getting what they want. Even though I got the character that I wanted, or one of the characters I wanted, it sucks to see how disappointed people are. I personally, at this point, would have preferred Bruce Irving, because I'd want the morale of the community to be up rather than just what I want. And that doesn't account for Jinpachi and H. Shinoga. If they put those characters in the game and people are not happy, I don't give a shit. They're really about to release Fakuram in the state of a Tekken right now. God be with you all. And I think he's saying that because, like, Fakuram is basically built for a game like Tekken 8. Fakuram was doing Tekken 8 shit in Tekken 7 when he came out initially, so if he's anything like that, it's going to be a very, very long couple of years in this game. After seeing the Karate Kid collab, I think the reason there is a New York stage is for ads, right? Bro, you're just working that out now. Did you not see all the Nike advertisements before? That stage has been for ads since day one. I think he's being sarcastic there, but it is a little bit annoying that that was like put into the trailer for, oh, look at this new content. Harada and Murray should know nobody gives a shit about any of that stuff. Now, I'm willing to bet it's probably not them that is greenlighting those sort of things. It's probably Bandai Namco and the suits that sit above them, but they're going to get the shit pushed at them. But nobody cares. Like, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, are you being for real? Like, do you really think we want to see this right now? The color of the panels hints the character. Color blue, the character. That's what I said. Like, I saw the color blue and I think everybody was like, oh, Lei Wulong, maybe Wang Jinrei. I don't know. I had Wang Jinrei in my head for some reason, but Lei Wulong was the obvious one, especially given the Karate Kid collaboration. Seems very odd. Seems very disconnected again. I don't know if these are obviously decisions that have been made months in advance, so it's not things they can really change. But it does seem disconnected. All my excitement and passion for this game is gone. I have no reason to come back to Tekken 8. The game I love died a long time ago and I just need to accept that. And morale on Twitter is at an all-time low. I gotta say, it is at an all-time low. I'm not really sure how they didn't think this was going to happen. And when they said they were working around the clock, I know they've got 3 updates coming out, I believe. They've got the May patch, the June one. I think there's another one coming out, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there's just 2. So, you know, it's not like the game is dead yet. I mean, it's dying. Don't get me wrong. It's not doing good with its core base, and you need the core base to be there. But I'm a bit surprised that they went down this route. I'm a bit surprised there wasn't more of a surprise in the trailer. We ain't never getting Bruce back. Yeah, Bruce fans are suffering right now. I feel bad for you guys. You're probably never getting him back. I don't know why they dislike Bruce. Maybe he was an unpopular character back in the day, but times change. Characters can be unpopular at one time and become very popular over time. So maybe they're just looking at the metrics from back in the day and they're just saying, hey, in Tag 2 nobody used this guy, so we're not going to put him in the game. It's okay, Harada, you can keep him. You are not blue, bro. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I didn't put much stock in the color thing, to be honest with you. I know the next one's meant to be, is it purple, I think? And people are saying Armor King. Guys, I don't think you should put much stock in the colors. I think they're just doing that to throw people off. Oh my god, no one asked for him. We wanted Lucky Chloe. Okay, that might be more disconnected than the way the Tekken team has been handling the game. Nobody worth their salt wants Lucky Chloe in this game. Nobody. And if you do want Lucky Chloe in this game, see yourself out. The EVO crowd when Fuck Around got revealed, and it's that SpongeBob me saying, "Oh, you suck." So yeah, they're not happy at all. Like, Twitter is not happy about this Fuck Around reveal. Now again, guys, before you flame me in the comment section, I like Fuck Around. Okay, so I'm happy with him here, but you've got to acknowledge the community. The community is not just one person, and seems like most people ain't happy. I mean, I was looking at the Tekken stream chat when I was doing the live stream, and I was looking at my stream chat, and I was looking at Twitter. I could barely see anything positive. Barely see anything positive. Now, I've got some friends over in Japan that are at EVO Japan right now, and even they said, man, the crowd did not react positively to that. When people were talking, apparently, after the trailer ended, people were like, fuck this, we're out. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. I mean, Tekken is not in a good state. Fakrab was probably not the character you want to show to everybody when the game is in this state. He was already a terrifying character in Tekken 7 and was kind of doing Tekken 8 bullshit back then. Now putting him in Tekken 8, I can only imagine what is going to come people's way. But I want to know what you guys think about EVO Japan. Obviously, I was streaming last night. I fell asleep a couple times on stream, but shout outs to my community for keeping me awake all the way through that. We've got the Virtua Fighter Direct coming up. We've just had a character reveal in Virtua Fighter. It looks absolutely fantastic. That's how you want to basically reveal characters in this game, I think. And it goes with the aesthetic of the character. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be streaming that. But you guys let me know what you think of Fakuram. You guys let me know what you think of that trailer. If I was to give that trailer a rating based on the situation of Tekken 8 and the expectation, I would give it a 3 out of 10, if that. And I'm only giving it a few points for Fakuram, and that is bias. Community-wide reaction, it probably gets a 2. It just feels like so much damage has been done that whatever they do is never going to be enough. And it sucks to say that because I'm a Tekken fan. I want to see Tekken doing well, but man, I'm just repeating what people are saying. Like I've said for the 4th or 5th time, I like Fakuram. So for me, this was a win. But community-wide, it's not good. Now, we know that Marduk is going to be in this game at some point because all the characters that were leaked in the files are now in the game. The only character that isn't is Marduk, and I imagine they're holding off because people are going to get even more angry when Marduk gets released, but they've already invested money into him if he's in the files, so he will be in this game at some point. So guys, I'm just warning you now, brace your butt cheeks, because Marduk is going to be in Tekken 8.